If you can believe it, not even 12 hours after our last Don't Starve Newhome update video, there was brand new, if not the best information dropped on new unique weapons coming to the game. And by golly, I'm sorry I missed it. Not only that though, the social team has been releasing a new batch of footage and or images from the game each and every day following that. And it all might just be the best yet. From new equipment to brand new terrors, let us see what will be waiting for us in Don't Starve Newhome. So, let us begin with all them new weapons, shall we? Cause even in but this very short clip here, we can see 5 new unique pieces of gear, all of which look very distinct and have some mighty fine functions, I might say. From some seemingly placeable weapon that looks to shock and light enemies on fire as it twirls around, which sounds awesome. Some sort of healing staff that is 100% drawn from the Forge event, as even the flowers that spawn from it are exactly the same, but I'm all about it still. There is this massive ice sword looking thing that may just be capable of casting ice spells, yeah, and may not actually be a sword, but who the heck knows? It looks like just a basic meteor or fire plume-ish staff will be present, as we can call it down and light our enemies ablaze. And finally, a magical staff that rains down durians on our enemies of all things, which is quite funny actually. All of them look absolutely great. However, one of the bigger takeaways from this, from me, may just be the presence of tall birds and even a tall bird fortress set piece. Cool stuff. So let's keep the cool going with some big bad showcases then, as we will be seeing many old and plenty new when the time comes, I'm sure. Interestingly enough, they have already released an image of a normal Deerclops that sounded no different than the one we already know. However, in part of this clip here, we can actually see a bunch of people fighting Feastclops, the Winter's Feast seasonal variant of the beast. So perhaps there will be some way to encounter these special versions of these pre-existing bosses, or maybe there's just going to be specific ways to summon them ourselves to just change up the fight a little bit. But as the clip progresses, however, we can see a very familiar fight in the Antlion bout that has the Sandcastle Arena, sand spikes, and heck, even the very glass castles that we as players can get ourselves by setting all of that on fire. So, this game really does just look and feel like Don't Starve Together Mobile the more and more I see of it. That said, there are distinctions, like the new Moth boss of course, and we have actually seen this thing before, a long time ago. But now, we can actually confirm its big bad status, and it looks to spawn mini tornadoes all around us as we fight it, which can get really annoying fast with all them stun locks. But even apart from all that, we can still see, even where new weapons are being used, a new character who we've yet to see, and he just looks like he's super fast for whatever reason. And heck, I actually believe that the female character we focused on in this clip is also new too. So yes, this game is way bigger than any of us thought, I think. That said, I am sure the basics still abound, like in this clip here, as all it does is playfully show a player chasing down a rabbit trying to capture it. And yep, that's kind of all she wrote. Or is it? As there is but one frame in this already hasty clip that did catch my attention, and that's this guy right here. Now, we have seen a birch biome already, with very familiar turf and trees and all that. But this one here is kinda different, likely because it is close to a Mew men's village perhaps, as we can see light posts and even a super short look at some other city structures. However, I want to question whether anyone noticed the trees. Yes folks, acorns. It will be nice to see and be interacting with some new flora in the game, if and when that day comes. Good stuff. And this last clip may not be the most exciting thing that they have shown either, but it does deserve a look, if not just for folk to see a full UI experience again, as the last video we did didn't exactly have too many views of it. But in this clip, however, we shouldn't be surprised by what we see, as there are basic farm setups, a crockpot, a familiar dish in said crockpot, etc. However, anyone notice that when fighting the Hound, this character is only dealing 14 damage a hit with what looks to be like a normal spear? Am I crazy or am I not? But that's not how that would normally work. Perhaps this character has a damage modifier of sorts, and that wouldn't surprise me, because every time I have seen this character, she's been in a mage getup. Maybe she's not used to fighting like this. But speaking of characters, yes, old and new faces alike will be available in Don't Starve Newhome, so don't fret as many of you have been doing. We have already seen Wilson and Wendy be confirmed all the way back when the game was initially teased, but now we can add Wigfrid and Willow to the mix as well. And in thinking about that, man, the survivor pool of this game must be huge if most or maybe even all of them from the base game are going to be in it, on top of at least 6 to 7 new faces that we have already seen up to this point. And that's just pretty nuts. Well over a dozen characters to choose from, all of which potentially playing differently from one another and just each building off each other, because this looks to be a game of synergy, folks. My goodness, I'm actually starting to join the group of folk upset that this is a mobile game, actually, as the layers just keep being tacked on, everyone. Literally, as they have also released this compilation here of 4 new dues available in the game. And the way they phrase things makes me believe that these may not necessarily just be equipable gear in the game for our benefit, whatever that happens to be, but rather might actually be skins that we can don if we choose to. Now, do not take my word on that, as I am talking out of my butt here. But who knows? Maybe we will actually be needing to dress up to appease the Mewman king or queen or something. They're all nice looking, regardless of what their potential use is, though. And I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. And who knows times two, maybe the cast of characters we know and love will also be able to get new dues like this. But why leave the dress up for only your person? Why not spruce up your home as well? All in all, it looks like the game will draw even more from Hamlet than we already assumed, and will offer us ways to decorate in and around our possible homes. Very similar to how we can do so with the Slanty Shanty in Don't Starve Hamlet. Who knows if any of it will actually serve any function outside of being purely aesthetic. However, I do see a jungle gym of sorts for your potential critter, so some things might actually have a bit more depth to them at the end of the day. Either way, the game will allow us to make things our own, and player choice is always welcomed. And there you have it, everyone. Yet another look at Don't Starve Newhome. A new, mobile, Don't Starve Together experience, it seems. Friendly reminder, though, to those who are new here or still questioning it, no, Clay Entertainment has nothing to do with this game beyond their permission for the development team behind this game to use the IP. So remember that before you go spouting words, friends. And furthermore, don't let my coverage of the game confuse you either, because I too am still very cautious of it myself, and will be for the foreseeable future, I'm sure. But wherever the case, thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.